After 10 years, I'm getting a freaking divorce. You guys want context, I'm going to give you context. I actually asked for a divorce. I'm being dragged. The internet is taking me by my ponytail and dragging me. You know when people say, like, you don't know anyone until you live with them? No, you don't know anyone until you have a child with them. Oh, it's all him. I wish I could have had the courage to do it 20 years ago. Now it's too late. We're both in a different time in our lives, and we've grown through different parts of our lives over 10 whole freaking years. And this is what the internet has got so wrong. My needs always felt fulfilled in this marriage. Selfish because you're putting yourself before your children. Oh, my baby dad's out with his friends and he's not at home. It's a recipe for disaster. I've had enough. I'm tired. I've already done all the hard work. So when you're returning saying, what can I do? Day's done. Why am I covering up my reality? Because this is my reality. I said it, you didn't listen, now it's finished. It really shook me awake and told me, Aaliyah, you've made the right choice. Incredible inconvenience to get a divorce. I don't want anything, I just want peace of mind. Single moms talk about this struggle. I was like, where's the glow coming from? My divorce? Everyone seems to think that I'm going to regret this. And I can tell you for damn sure right now, I won't. I'm going back to the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
10 years, I'm choosing divorce.
Oh.
Firstly, hi, my name's Aaliyah. I have two boys and I was months away from 10 whole years of marriage. I do want to briefly say, I started social media 2.5 years ago, accidentally.
Yep, and that was the beginning of the end. Started social media 2 years ago. I guarantee you she talks about her life and her intimate relationship all the time on social media. And this is why I tell dudes, don't date women who are involved on social media, especially women who are heavily posting on social media. Social media is to women what porn is to men. It gives them unrealistic expectations of what a relationship is and what a relationship should be. And oftentimes they get on these apps and they experience FOMO, that is the fear of missing out. And then they start to think that they're miserable in their marriages because they don't have the same experiences that they see other women have on social media. And it almost always leads to the end of a relationship, especially a marriage.
Like, no, nothing's accidental. No, it isn't. I posted it to my friends. It went viral. I chose to run with it, okay? Since then, I've shared lots of things with you guys. You've even seen me grow my family on the internet with my last baby, Jedi. So now social media is a career. When choosing to walk away from my marriage, I constantly wrestled with the idea of how am I going to share it? Will I share it at all? Will I do the thing where no one talks about it and then just moves on and deletes every comment that suggests otherwise? Do I just stay silent? Or do I just own it? And although I've shared many things across the years, I have made it absolutely known that this will be nothing more than authentic. I won't do anything that isn't true or factual. So although I'll get ready with you, I'll share a good OOTD, I'm really sharing my life, my honest truth, my reality. And I just had a feeling that the world would behave the way it behaved when a woman said, no, I don't want this anymore. Because apparently, as women, we can't say that. We shouldn't say that. If we're not being or beaten, stay there. Doesn't matter how you feel, stay there. Right?
Yeah, that's the way it should be, because you have a duty, you have a responsibility. You made vows and you made a commitment to a person, not only in front of his face, but also in front of his family, and if you're religious, in front of God. Now that you have 2 kids, you have a duty to those kids to make sure that their father is involved in their lives, and the best way to do that is via marriage. And if you are in a marriage and you're leaving your marriage for any reason outside of domestic violence or infidelity, I don't think you should be able to leave with anything. We have to do something about it. Like, this is absurd to me. She's not in America, but I'm assuming if she's in any Western civilization or any Western society, the divorce laws are going to be very similar. The divorce laws have not caught up to this new feminist BS that tells women that they should prioritize their own happiness over the happiness of their children and over the sanctity of their marriage. And this is absolutely sickening. This story would be totally different if this woman didn't get anything from her choosing to leave this man. She thinks that this is some type of power move, but I guarantee you she's going to be living off this man's money, because with 10 years and 2 children, she's probably going to be getting some type of alimony or some type of spousal support after this situation is over. And that's why she feels like she can do this. The fact that this man is going to have to fund her lifestyle as she goes, quote, and quote, what she said, back to the streets is crazy to me. It's disgusting. And there should be some level of accountability for the women who choose to leave their relationship. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to get a divorce, but I'm saying if you choose to get a divorce and there's nothing going on or nothing wrong with your marriage, you should not be able to get and take half of everything that man owns. You shouldn't be able to take the house. You shouldn't be able to take the car, and you definitely shouldn't be able to take the kids because you decided to destroy the marriage.
It's the way that society thinks, and I just hate that. So I've chosen to share it and empower anyone else who feels like me. But also, let's make it a norm. I'm not normalising divorce. I'm normalising choosing yourself and your happiness over a marriage just because marriage is okay in society. Like, stop. So I'm owning it. I've owned it. I'm getting a divorce. Doesn't matter what you say in the comments. And on my last post, everybody took the three words of three lines that I wrote and ran with it. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that lots of them who ran with it aren't even married because they can't understand, they won't understand, and that's okay. But as a married woman of almost 10 years, soon to be divorced, I can tell you, marriage, good or bad, holds this safety net of internal validation, external validation, and society just thinks, oh, you're married, great. Do you know how many people say, well done for you for being married? They don't even know how my marriage is. It's insanity.
Well, that's why they're saying well done for being married, because most married people give you your flowers because they know it's hard. It's not this la-la land where you just get to sail off into the sunset and everything's going to be perfectly fine. You're still going to have issues in a marriage. So the reason why people give you flowers for being married is because they understand that it is hard to do. It's definitely hard to do.
Stop. So good, bad, or ugly, we're just supposed to stay in it. Till death do us part, right? So
that's what
drag yourself, dead or not.
Those are the commitments you made.
No, stop it now. In time, I eventually will speak about my entire situation, my entire marriage, but more. There's more things that I've experienced that I've shared online that people relate to, like toxic relationships with their parents, all of it. I do want to talk about it because I'm not ashamed of it, but I'm aware there's another person involved. He's not really a social media guy, and he also has a life to live too. And let's be real, we also want him to get remarried again. I will not be the reason.
You don't think that there's anybody else involved? She tells her life on social media. If she thought that there was somebody else involved, she would be telling us right now. If she had any valid reason for why she's getting this divorce outside of pursuing her own happiness, she would have been announced it to the world. Because she's an attention seeker. You're not trying to tell me now that this man might be cheating or you have some information that maybe, come on now, save it. Because you would have already shared it if you had that type of information. What you're trying to do now is save face and play the victim so that when you destroy your family, you get pity for it.
I'm single, okay? So we're going to just wait our time until we tell the full story. But for now, you cannot pour from an empty cup and your cup won't be refilled out of thin air. It doesn't. You have to make a change. Or you'll find yourself taking from other people's cups around you.
Yeah, she's speaking in Instagram posts. Huge red flag. If somebody's dialogue or if somebody's entire vocabulary can be found on TikTok, red flag.
Secondly, not all divorces mean that you're running away with the children and the father is not going to see them anymore. Like, can we just stop? Like, because I'm choosing to separate from you emotionally, mentally, legally, that doesn't mean my kids are doing the same.
Yeah, then you need to separate from him financially too, but I guarantee you she ain't gonna do that. She's still gonna try to reap all the benefits of taking this man's 401k, taking the house, everything that he's worked for. She wants to separate from him in every way except for the way that benefits her, and that's financially, right? Of course.
And people are mad.
So selfish, it's crazy.
Really, seriously. So yeah, I'm due to be divorced. I don't regret my marriage and I don't regret asking for the divorce. The only regret I have is not choosing myself sooner, and I'll stand on that, regardless of the comments. So yeah, I have no plan. I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I do know that I'll share all and what I can with you because there's no shame in choosing yourself.
Yes, there is.
For goodness sake.
Yes, there is.
Everybody fighting in the comments on behalf of my soon-to-be ex-husband. There's no bad blood between us. I'm really sorry to break it to you, but there is no bad blood, okay? So again, until I can share my full story, I'll continue to share my reality. And maybe, just maybe, me owning and sharing my story will help many other people do the same with theirs. Because this is not an easy life. We're all doing this for the first time. So at the very least, let's do it happy. So
yeah, that's easy to say when you're the one benefiting from it. This should be able to be used in family court as proof that this man did nothing and she shouldn't be able to walk away with anything. I know that's an unpopular take, an unpopular opinion, but imagine if men operated their lives with the sense of self and the prioritization of self that women do. Imagine that. Imagine how chaotic the world would be if men didn't sacrifice, even to the bitter end, for the people that they love and prioritize their selves in the way that you see modern women doing that. The world would be in absolute chaos. The divorce laws in Western societies have to catch up to this feminist mentality because this stuff just has to end. The destruction of families for a woman to be able to prioritize her own happiness and be able to sail off into the sunset with a man's money is just disgusting. And I am for marriage. But people like this just make it so hard on people like me. I'm out here trying to defend it, trying to tell men that you should get married, make the commitment if you find a virtuous woman that you love. You've been in a marriage for 10 years, and you've been convinced that you're going to go out into the world and find somebody that's similar to what you just had? Are you stupid? There's nobody in the world that's going to love you like a man that's been committed to you for 10 years and you got 2 kids with him. But because you on social media, you're going to go out into the world thinking it's sweet, thinking that you're missing out on something, and you're going to be the one that's looking like the dummy. And when the house of cards come crumbling down, at the end of this, you're going to be on social media complaining how men are this and men are that, but you're the one that chose to leave a man who loved you to pursue endless instant gratification and attention of random men online and in the world. This is silly. And to be quite frank, it's disheartening and disgusting. But it's all right, though. It's all right, though, because the day is coming where this is going to change. Too many men have been affected by these types of situations. I always talk about this, but I'll just go over it briefly. The boomers are going to be out. They started these issues with the sexual revolution and embracing feminism, but now that they're retiring, they don't want to do anything about these issues, so they're burying their heads in the sand and acting like it doesn't exist. But the moment they're gone, you're going to start to see men come into power that have had to deal with the consequences of stupid laws and decisions like this, with women chasing their own self-gratification, and all of this stuff is going to change. Just give it due time. Time is your friend. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's help brother out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.